What's up everybody, it's RobinGaming here with a new video in my gaming industry series, and today I want to talk about a topic that has been talked about for several years now and probably still will be talked about for the years to come. It's a topic that pretty much counts for the whole electronics and the whole entertainment industry, and yeah, you've probably already seen it in the title, but today I want to talk a bit about fanboys. Now of course I don't think I really need to explain to you what a fanboy is. A fanboy is of course someone who is sworn to protect his favorite company, his favorite brand, his favorite console, or his favorite games. As I said, they are there for different industries right now, and in times where social media is just very popular and the internet is being used a lot, of course fanboys are just really prominent. Now first of all, to kind of like tell you, the gameplay that you're seeing in the background is Battlefield 3 and Call of Duty Black Ops 2. I'll be playing two games. Now I don't really think I need to explain to you why I'm playing those games in the background. They are of course very fitting for the topic that I'm going to talk about today, but I gotta tell you that I'm not the biggest Battlefield player and I'm not the biggest Call of Duty player. I play Battlefield every now and then, and I play Call of Duty rarely, I must say. They are not my go-to games for the multiplayer, so don't expect anything, anything like excellent or perfect or whatever. I'm just a very mainstream player of those games. As I said, I go to different games for my multiplayer fix, but anyways, of course, to kind of like give you a few examples of fanboys in this industry, we have the whole YouTuber industry, of course. Like big YouTubers always have fanboys. If there's a rival YouTuber or something, or a battle going on between YouTubers, then fanboys are sworn to protect their favorite YouTubers and always attack the rivals or something like that. Of course, we also have the mobile industry, like Apple versus Samsung or something like that. For example, like a classmate of mine is a real Samsung fanboy, and if like Apple is a subject that is brought to the table, then he is always there to attack Apple and tell us how bad Apple is and how much the iPhone sucks and how much better the Samsung Galaxy is or whatever. And of course, for the gaming industry, we have this ever-going battle between PlayStation and between Xbox, especially now with like the new consoles coming up. The PlayStation 4 is going to come out at the end of this year, and the new Xbox, you can bet on that as well. That's coming out this year. So you will see a lot of fanboy wars between those consoles. And then there's of course game battles. Now the biggest game battle pretty much, they always take place between games of like the same genre pretty much. And of course the biggest game battle is the Battlefield versus Call of Duty battle. That's of course why I picked this gameplay right now, because that's one of the like big fanboy wars. It's all about Battlefield versus Call of Duty. But I mean, what it all comes down to, of course, is that we all have our different opinions and we all have our own preferences, For example, to kind of like give you my examples. Now, PlayStation versus Xbox. Right now, I own a PlayStation 3 and I don't own an Xbox 360. I chose for the PlayStation 3 because, for example, like the Uncharted franchise is my favorite franchise ever, and that's why I chose for the PlayStation over the Xbox mainly. Fanboys are always like, they hate you for that. If an Xbox fanboy would hate me for saying this, and it makes no sense, of course. And to be honest, I don't hate Xbox at all or anything. I bought the PlayStation 3 because it offers more to myself. Now the Xbox is still a great console. I mean, I won't deny that. It just doesn't suit my preferences personally. And but still, as I said, the Xbox is a great console, and I can totally understand that someone buys an Xbox because he really likes Halo or because he really likes Gears of War. Those are great games, and those are games that I can totally understand people would buy an Xbox for. And that's the thing with fanboys. They don't see, that their rivals, the brands or consoles or games that they don't like, they don't see that those are also great quality. And that's the whole thing. I chose PlayStation over Xbox, but that doesn't mean that I hate the Xbox. No, the Xbox is a great console. And when a friend of mine, I have a lot of friends with an Xbox, and I totally understand that decision, because they always tell me that they really like Halo or they really like Gears of War, as I said. Now, of course, some people prefer free online, and that's why they buy the PlayStation 3, and the Xbox, of course, has online that you have to pay for every year. But there's no denying that the online on the Xbox is better. I mean, when a game releases, let's look at it this way: when a game releases in its first week, there's always, especially for big games like Call of Duty and Battlefield, there's a lot of trouble with servers. And there's no denying that on the Xbox you always have less trouble with that. And why is that? Well, you pay for that online, so a big percentage of what you pay money goes to their, goes to their server power. They invest in that, and that's why you will see that the online, just the servers and stuff like that, it's all better on the Xbox. There's no denying between that. But some persons, some people just want free online, just don't want to pay for that, so that's why they buy a PS3. Of course, that's a big argument between that. Now, of course, game battles. I mean, Battlefield versus Call of Duty. I personally prefer Battlefield. I think that it offers more, and it's I like it more. I like it over Call of Duty, and I know a lot of other people do, but there's also a lot of other people who just prefer Call of Duty, and that's the whole thing between the battle of those games. Even though some people think Battlefield is better, or even though some people think Call of Duty is better, there's no denying that the other game is great as well. I mean, for example, even though I like Battlefield more, there's no denying that what Call of Duty does, it does perfect. Like, if you are looking for a fun, fast-paced game that's easy to pick up, like you start your system, you put in the disc, and you start playing away, and you can just play for hours and hours, and it's very fun, as I said, very fast-paced. It's just, you can shoot away for the next couple of hours and have a lot of fun. What Call of Duty does, it does perfect, and Battlefield doesn't do like fast-paced gameplay as good as Call of Duty. I mean, there's nothing else that does Call of Duty better than Call of Duty itself, right? But still, Call of Duty doesn't have the gameplay that Battlefield has, with like vehicles and stuff like that, and whatever tactical gameplay and stuff like that. That's why I buy Battlefield, because I prefer that over Call of Duty, even though I still own Call of Duty and still play that every now and then. I just play Battlefield a lot more because I prefer that game over Call of Duty. But again, that's just me, and that's just my personal opinion. Now, that's the thing that fanboys just don't understand, is that we all have our own opinion, our own preferences. They refuse to see that, and they just think, my opinion is like a fact, and everyone should keep to that, stick to my opinion, and everything else just sucks. And that's just the stupid thing about fanboys. They refuse to say that their rivals, that the games or systems that they don't like, they refuse to say that those are great quality as well, because most of the time they are. If not, that wouldn't be such a big war. Still, does that mean that fanboys are really damaging the industry? Probably. They're probably hurting the industry, but still, an industry without fanboys wouldn't be a healthy industry. Competition is good. I mean, that's the thing that I see right now with the whole PlayStation versus Xbox battle. Of course, PlayStation and Xbox are in their own league. Like, you have PC gaming versus console gaming, and if you are into console gaming, you don't normally buy a Wii U. That's like its own league as well. You either buy a PlayStation or an Xbox. Those are really competitors of each other, and they don't really see PC or Wii U as their rival. And that's the thing that I see right now. People are saying, why can't Microsoft and Sony just team up together and build a super console? Well, that's the thing. If they team up together, build a super console, as you would call it, they wouldn't really have any competition, because as I said, PC and Wii U are like a different league. What that means is that they don't have competition, meaning the quality is going to be a lot less, meaning they don't have to go for high quality. As long as there's competition, each company has to make sure that they build, that they give people a reason to buy their system. If the Xbox would suck and the PlayStation would be much better, then you would know that everyone was going to buy a PlayStation. But it doesn't. They are both very there's a lot of rivalry in between them. They are both really good systems, which is why they are being bought a lot, of course. And that's, of course, the whole thing with just competition. Competition is a good thing for the industry. It only makes for bigger quality, of course. Now, that's, of course, also the whole thing with fanboys. You either are one or you hate them. And you won't really find a lot of people that aren't fanboys and that don't hate them then. And I mean, I would look at it this way, yes, it's really annoying when you see a fanboy commenting on a video or whatever, on the boards or whatever, really, attacking your favorite game or something like that, and you really want to tell them how stupid they are and how much their arguments just are not right, how much they are lying. But you can't really stop a fanboy, and I would say to everyone who isn't a fanboy and who knows better, you know better, right? You know better. You don't really, you know that both sides offer great quality. You know that Battlefield is a great game. You know that Call of Duty is still a great game. Even though that you probably prefer one over the other, doesn't mean that the other one is bad. You know that, and that's pretty much the whole thing. They are not really damaging the industry, maybe a bit, but at the same time, an industry without competition would be an industry without fanboys. So it would mean that, it wouldn't really mean that it would be a healthy industry. So that's pretty much the conclusion to my whole topic. But of course, I mean, as I said, we all have our own opinions, so let me know what your opinion is on the subject. What do you think about fanboys? Are they damaging the industry? Just let me know in the comments down below. I always try to, read every comment and reply to everyone, at least the people who are asking for it. So yeah, just let me know in the comments, that would be great. And then, yeah, I want to thank you a lot for watching, and I hope to see you again next time.